Hey, Santa, what's up? I'm alright, I'm alright. Was a quick stream today. What do you mean? SSM? Where you been, Smokey? Hey, Toodles. Hey, Stargazing. Your power got knocked out? Uh-oh. Hey, Batman. Well. No, Nadia's not getting any more sex scenes, but she's gonna have some dialogues and stuff added. A little bit of dialogue, nothing too crazy. May I have a question about this character schedule? You gotta ask Captain Sploosh when he wakes up. Hey, Hellborg. Yeah, you were the final sausage we were waiting on. That's right. We just needed one more sausage to make this chat whole.
that the Rose will have that voice, when she smokes a lot or something, and so on, and maybe like young girls will have.
But I'm not talking about voice acting. I'm not talking about music. I'm not talking about environment. I'm talking like sound effects, like like when you hear a little bit of like,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Second point.
Yeah.
There are like when you turn on the sex scene, there are like some of them have like 3 speeds.
Yeah.
Of how it's called, like, sorry, I forgot the word. Like 3 speeds of playing.
Like frame rate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And for example, like the sounds when you like you hit the girl's butt with your belly or something. All the calls should be connected with what you see on the screen.
So the speed of the sound should match.
Yeah. And is it technically, like, if it will be for example, the sounds of moaning or something, the sex sounds will be every time like all the same, but the thing that will be like happening on the screen will be different, and it will be like the contradiction between what you see and what you hear. And I think like in this way, better you have like no sounds for it than having contradictions.
Yeah. So you're saying if we're gonna add sound effects, right? It has to be implemented properly into the game.
Yeah, it should be. It should like actually like the sex scenes is one of the the main the main content of the game. Like the first one is like the stories, the arcs of the personalities. And the second is actually the cookie jar.
Yeah.
It's just the sex scenes by itself, like all the angles and so on, like all the kings.
Yeah.
And like in.
And all of that, okay.
Yeah,
I'm just
like,
I'm talking like if we were to implement things that are going to be across all scenes first, and that's going to be repeatable for all the scenes relatively easily. Yeah. Okay, so what I mean by that is like sound effects that are going to be the same for all characters, and that can be kind of added to the game as a blanket, like for all scenes, to improve them a little bit.
If they will be same for all characters,
yes.
Like what's the point to add them? Like shouldn't like every character has like its own special one details, like every character has like his own poses, his own haircut, his own phrases, or some his own kinks, and so on. So like the sounds effect should be different, because if it will be like copy paste, I think like better not to do it. And okay, please take no insult, but we all know you, and 99% I'm sure like, all the sound effects will be added. Okay, let's add something and then we'll fix it someday. And for 2 years it will be just simple effects, one moaning sound for every character and so on. I just beg my boss for this.
Okay.
Perfect from the beginning.
Thanks for mocking me. All right. Thanks for I appreciate it.
Okay. And tell me that I'm lying, and it's very.
No, I'm not saying you're lying. I'm saying you're being way too truthful. You don't have to hurt me that way, okay? That's what I'm saying, okay? So, okay.
So you think I have no reason to to point the thing like this? No. Please take no.
Jab. Are you gonna let me talk for a minute?
No. Yeah, I'm just joking, but
Yeah. Okay. Listen, I put a pause to all sound design a long time ago, like 3-4 years ago. I stopped completely because of what you're saying. So I agree with you. It's the reason why I stopped, because I was like, you know what? We're doing too many things. We're changing things on the go all the time. There's no reason for me to like waste energy on this stuff when I'm going to change it anyway. Okay. So I agree. But there are certain things in sex scenes, right, that potentially are going to be across the entire game, be the same always, no matter what, and it's things that are always going to be a must, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Like sound effects during the sex scenes, you know what I mean? Whether it's like a spanking, or it's skin flapping, or like a cum shot or a fart, or you peeing on someone's face, okay? All those things are not really relatively different from one character to the other, and we could even do like 2-3 variants of it, just so that it like mixes up or something, and that would be relatively easy to just kind of put it on all the scenes in one pass, you know? And then we would have that for all the scenes, and it gives it kind of like a nice sample of what the sound effects are going to be, you know? We could play with it, test it, make sure it works, you know, have a system of how the feature is going to be implemented, whatever, right? Now, I'm not saying we're going to add that now. I'm talking, you know, in the future, right? Would it be wise to maybe start thinking about that stuff? And you're saying
yes. Definitely yes. The only reason I said no is just you have like a lot of plans and a lot of game mechanics, you know, are the same way like the sound, like they're just on the pause. Like, for example, like the early versions, you got like the wet dreams content, the PC content, telescope content, mailbox content, and so on. And everything right now is just put on the pause. Or maybe something
on hold.
Is dropped down, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So I just want to say that, the idea is good. Like, hear me right. But if you're gonna, you know, put something you work on right now away and start, you know, adding some, you know,
you think there's other things that are more important, right?
It sounds better not to do it. Better, you know, add sounds like in the best way, like somewhere in the future.
Yeah. So you think that there's other things that are maybe more important for sure. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's why. That's why fair. I just said no, but with no explanations, because like the only explanation is just better concentrate on what you have right now, and like when you're gonna have it like well done, you can concentrate and add, you know, all that moaning and sound effects like in the best way you could, because we all believe you can. Like, you started the just alone, you do the coding, you do like inventing all that gameplay mechanics and so on, and it was good from the beginning. And it's not just my words. You can look on like the list of your donations on Patreon. Like, it was just like the rocket fly from the early beginning. So people love it.
Yeah. Okay. So, but don't worry, Jab, because Stray's already complaining about what I just said. So it's probably not going to happen, because he's just going to be like, no, I can't do this right now. You know? So don't worry. It was just a thought, you know. We could have like a, you know, couple little sound effects we could have across all scenes, you know, but
I consider, you know, sound effects like dialogue lines. Just imagine that, you know, every girl would have the same dialogue line, like when you ask, you know, when you click the character and like offer her or him to have a sex, and imagine that every character, like they have everyone have their own dialogue, and imagine they have like two lines that will, you know, that every dialogue has. Like, they will look like a twins, every character. Like, they will look like each other. So, and I think that the same thing will happen with sound effects. Like, they will have one sound effect, and even when you'll have like an ability to realize it's the one effect for everyone, it will be no bad. It's like when you're playing shooter and you have like the sound of the shot.
Yeah.
And it's one sound for the same for rifles, pistols, submachines, and so on. It's still better than having, you know, silent shooter, but it's still, you know,
not that great.
Yeah, completely much more worse. Like when you have like the big spectrum of all the sounds. So that's it. So if you want like write up your sex scenes by putting some, you know, voice. Yeah, I think that's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
For example, like as a player, like as an old player, an old fan.
Yeah.
I say my personal. I haven't, you know, asked other people about that. But for me, you know, contradictions in the sound effects. For example, when you like in the middle of the main story, when you click Tony and Maria, like in all that, you know, scripted quests.
Yeah.
And when you come back to your bedroom, like the next morning, and you still have like the park sound, like with the birds singing and so on.
Yeah.
It distracts you more than, you know, silent sex scenes.
Yeah, than being immersive or whatever. Yeah.
For example, because I really loved like you worked on the sound scenes from the early beginning. For example, I have point 11 or point 12 in my collection.
Yeah.
And I hear like the school sounds in there. beach sounds, and everything are different. The mall sounds, and even like the old locations, like the church or something, has its own unique sound. And I really love that. Like every location, every part of in the world
Had a
has
unique,
its own paints.
Yeah.
It's different. It's feel different from each other. Like when you go to the mall and you go to the school, if you like, you close your eyes, you could understand where you are right now. Like it makes all the content how's called, like they don't seem like to be very flat or something. Like you feel the details, you feel like that they have a lot of subtastes of it. Like when you, for example, when you taste new meal, you don't just consider it to be salty or sweet or something. Like you feel a lot of flavors inside. So so that, and like as a play, if we don't talk about your game only, but we talk, for example, any popular product, like for example Witcher 3, like game of the year of 2015, if I remember well.
Yep.
Like all that details you have in the world. For example, when you pass the quest in one way and then like you meet some secondary character, like in the end of a story, the dialogues he could give you, like about what happened in the world, will depend about how you passed a couple of side quests. Like, and when you feel like that the developers worked very hard and try to consider everything, like, and put a lot of details in there, it makes you feel that this world is very alive, like you believe in where you like right now.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and I think that even we consider okay, Saga is just 2D point clicker with text scenes and so on, and like it maybe it's not necessary for it, but according to, like, this is one of the most popular games I would say in the world in this genre. Yeah, and according to that amazing arcs of the personalities, like the stories and the inner conflict the characters have, like Mia's the conflict with her parents, the Roxy, Eve, and so on. Like Debbie, you can pick up anyone you want. Having very rich and detailed arcs of the personalities and flat effects, it's not very good. Like if you were good on something like on the stories, for example, it will be I don't think like the fans will expect you will do some lazy work with the sounds. So better than if you're gonna really put them in, they should be polished.
Well done.
They should be very polished, like
Polished or Polish? Polish from Poland?
polished.
I know what you're saying, Jeff. I know what you're saying. Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. That's why I asked the question. That's why I didn't just do it. I'm asking. I'm like, hey, what do you guys think? And I figured that's what, I knew for sure the devs were going to complain, so I didn't tell them, I just asked you first.
Yeah, you know who to ask. Who will be the most complainer?
So anyway, okay, well,
Yeah. So
I think
From a dev point of view, I
eventually
would say,
it'll be
like-
good to add, but
yeah. Like, I don't know. Like I just feel fine. Like the current version, that there are no sound effects, and for example, if the game would have some sound effects, even simple. Right now, I would say like, are they felt good in the game? Like should be be changed or added with something or not? But as far as we don't have anything, we can't judge right now. Like will it be good or not? So, but we like, I will say like personally again, but picking up between like sounds or some gameplay mechanics you had worked in the beginning, like the telescope or something, I would pick up that telescope stuff, because you already have this gameplays, like these elements in the game, and better have some development in there. It doesn't work in another.
I just
Like,
read
it bothers me much more than sound effects or some extra content with secret, super girls or fantasy girls or something.
Listen, all I want to say, okay, to Stray is that I just read your last message, and my answer is to you is, don't worry, everything will be fine.
You mean about the Debbie or Diane?
About sounds.
Oh yeah. Making faces like this and saying I have no reason to complain. Like everyone knows that DC should be whipped time to time.
Whipped.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
to show to whip him to be whipped and to be shown like where like the true path is. By the way, how's life?
Oh, busy, but good. It's good. I'm gonna go on a road trip soon.
Oh, finally.
Not for too long, but like for like a week or so, like a little bit over a week.
You'll visit like your parents-in-laws?
Family from far away. No. The family in-laws is close to me right now. It's the my actual family is far. So I might go and visit them for a little bit because I haven't seen them in like years now. So it's a long road trip. It's like it's like 10 hours, 10 hours drive.
Okay.
Yeah.
How Mrs. Cookie feels right now? Like is it fine with her, like with her leg?
Yeah. The leg is better, but it gets sore after we walk a lot.
Oh.
So still not 100%, but
It's pretty.
Similar things in it.
No, yeah, the bear definitely, the Putin's portrait definitely.
The Russian dolls.
Yeah, no, I don't have them. But if I remember well, at my here, maybe some brands of clothes or something. But KFC is still working, by the way. McDonald's lived away.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Well, can you shop on like Amazon?
maybe I never tried. Like we use AliExpress, the China one.
Oh, you don't use Amazon. You use a Chinese.
Yeah, like Amazon. Yeah, maybe someone uses, but we like the Amazon is like far away from us, and it's much more easier to click the AliExpress, the Chinese one. And,
what is it called?
AliExpress.
Oh yeah, AliExpress.
Like all the business, this called like Alibaba or something.
Yeah.
Like it's one of the most famous Chinese billionaires, constructed it.
Yeah.
And like all these goods are much more, cheaper.
Yeah.
From buying from somewhere from the U.S. or even buying from local shops.
But like, let's say that website that you use, right? Can you purchase American goods on there? Like, let's say you wanted an iPhone or something like that,
Yeah, I don't think so. Like I can buy the iPhone like in the shop. I don't think they stopped.
Oh, you mean in Russia? Like, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Don't think so. I know that the Chinese AliExpress there are some troubles because like the course between ruble and dollar is different.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's strange to say, but the dollar became cheaper after Russia started that fucking invasion to Ukraine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It became cheaper about 20 or 25%, or maybe even more. I don't know.
Yeah.
And when you decide to buy something on the Chinese, like you take like official course, which is super low and maybe not very good for the sellers in there.
Mm-hmm.
No, they put their own one, and there are some contradictions. For example, your bank could deny to make like to work on the bill, for example, because the course they will see like it's not real or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So maybe I don't know. By the way, any news from Saturn Princess?
No, I don't know what's going on with Saturn Princess. Yeah. She's okay though. She's just in Israel. I don't know. I think she.
She is, but her parents family.
Oh yeah, she has a mom.
They leave and maybe they like.
I think her mom is still in Ukraine, yeah, but I don't know where she lives. Yeah. Her mama is still there, but I don't know. Last time I heard from her, she just had a new job or something, so she's okay. But like,
nice to hear.
Yeah, but I don't know what's going on now. It's been a while, so she hasn't been also on like Discord for a long time, I think. So yeah, I don't know. She's probably busy. I don't know. busy with life.
Yeah.
Life.
It's just so weird. For example, when you talk with the people from there, like from the Ukraine and from the Donbass republics, like all the stuff, and they're like just okay, 5 minutes. Like we have the air alarm, the rockets, are somewhere around. Like let me take a pause for 5 minutes. Like Russians, shoot the rockets in there, and then you talk to another guy. Oh, Ukrainians, shoot to our city. Okay, we need to pause. Like I need to go to the basement or something. It's so fucked up.
Yeah, da.
Yeah. By the way, how's Sam 9?
Who?
Sam 9. Yeah, admin.
Oh, I
You already forgot who is that.
Sam, yeah, he's good. I thought you said Samonite or something, but yeah, Sam 9. Yes, he's good. I talked to him not long ago, a couple days ago. Yeah, he's okay. He wants to come back and work full time, like help the project again, but he's not just ready yet. But he will soon, I think. Which would be nice to have him around again, but yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm really surprised you haven't, hired like the temp. Start to do the translations and drop it down in the middle.
Yeah, well.
That's why I answered no about, demonic effects, because I'm just, 99%. I expect them to be done in the same way.
Okay, but listen, I didn't expect.
To do that and then drop it down in the middle, and then
Jab,
never, be polished to do.
How was I supposed to expect that something would happen to Sam? Okay.
Okay.
Those are out of my control.
Okay. You are the boss. You should expect everything.
Yeah. Okay.
You should react immediately. Okay. One of my employers, out for you. I need to find another, like for the how it's called, detention or.
Listen, the only thing I expect is when my kids shit their pants and I have to change their diaper. Okay. I don't have time for more expectations. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't blame you.
DC, can I get Dexter's mom for my birthday? Yeah, you can have her all to yourself. What does she look like though? Jezzy, did you want to have a character in the game, Jezzy? Dexter's mom. What would Dexter's mom look like though? Here's my question, okay? Is Dexter's family rich or are they poor? Or are they just average?
Average.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nothing special?
Do you remember the Breakfast Club film?
Yeah. Long time ago.
Do you remember there was like the kid who was like the in the school sport team?
Yeah.
But yeah, the Charlie Sheen's brother. I don't know his name.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Do you remember like how his dad looked?
Oh no, I don't remember that.
Like he pushed him like about what kind of sportsman are you? Like no one will take you like in their team or something like.
Yeah.
He was just the middle guy, but who was concentrated on how to be to look successful or something.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So like,
they actually were like a rich pair, like the parents of that girl, like who her father, he drove BMW, that German car or something. Like that father, that actually was like the 40-year-old, that sportman type that maybe could be close to the Dexter.
Yeah.
But he wasn't. I just in my head he should look like this.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, but what about the mom? That's the character that everybody wants to know.
Maybe Dexter has two fathers.
Two fathers? Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, it's possible.
What state Summerville is located? Like, is it legal in there, like, to have
two fat fathers? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I don't think like they're in Texas or somewhere.
It's more like Florida. But in Florida, can you have... Is Zana here? Dexter comes from a broken family. Does he? Wouldn't Dexter...
That's why he bullies everyone. Like,
wouldn't Dexter have like a soccer mom when he was younger? Like parents that are like into sports a lot and are obnoxious.
Can you explain what soccer mom is? Because I've heard the term a couple of times, but I don't feel I understand it to the end.
It's like someone who's like it's a combination of things. It's like parents that it's a mix of entitlement, a mix of It's
Is
it's
it good to be soccer mom or not?
no, it's a bad
No,
thing to be a soccer mom.
bad
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
I
It's
know the Karen meme is.
here. Maybe you don't have that in Russia, but did you ever play sports when you were young?
Yeah.
Okay, so did you ever play a sport and like during a game of like soccer or something, right? You have like parents on your team or the other team that like scream a lot and they kind of
Oh,
like
yeah, yeah. Now I understand. Now I understand. No, we haven't, but I know what I'm talking about.
they yell at the coach and they yell at the referee and they yell at
Yeah,
everyone
yeah,
like, you know, and then they start yelling at other parents in the crowd and sometimes they drink before they go see their kids play, you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
and they drive like big cars, you know, and there's just
Okay, now I know.
they also happen to be the same kind of people that cut you off when they're driving and they always honk at you if you don't move
Okay,
right
yeah,
away.
yeah.
Like people that think the world is kind of like they're too important for everyone, you know? So they should tell the coach how to coach, they should tell the referee how to referee. Their kids should always be the best, you know? Like that's a soccer mom
Yeah.
kind of, right? So it's like
Okay, now today I've learned.
it's like a mix of things, you know? It's not just one thing, it's like a lot of things. Those aren't soccer moms, Izzy. Basically a Karen. Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
a Karen.
we have some kind of meme about these kind of mothers or parents in here.
Yeah.
Like it's called something like "I'm the mommy" in one word, in one word.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
for example, when you see like the mommy or the parent who drag her, a 2-year-old, kid, mother, I knows better.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So yeah, were your parents like that? Was your mom like that?
No, no, no.
But I think Dexter's parents are like that. You know, maybe.
Oh, you think like they like?
Because that's why he's a bully. You
Yeah.
know, like he's a bully because he picked that up from his parents. You know.
Yeah.
So his parents should be bullies too. You know. You know what I
Maybe
mean?
maybe they were over pressing over Dexter, and that's why he wants to compensate it between
Yeah.
his classmates. Maybe like he has a
Maybe.
conflict with parents or something.
Yeah,
I don't
possibly.
even feel like that. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Should I?
Careful.
Or not? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, but maybe it's just to find and drink in there. Maybe make no social connections. Just came in, come in, like order some vodka in there. Complain this vodka is bad and it should be better, and go away.
We're talking about the one in Sometimes Saga GS, not
Yeah,
some other
yeah.
Dexter. Anyway, yeah, it'd be interesting, right? To see his parents, like what they're like and all that. I mean, I don't see there a point for it really right now in the game, but if we did, it'd be funny. It'd be interesting. Would you be okay with like a DLC or like a extra update to have an option to romance Dexter instead of Roxy? Like you can choose between Roxy and Dexter.
Okay, let me think. The Dexter. Okay, I think that means that the Roxy story should be redone somehow too, because you need to stand on the Dexter side in the conflict, and
Yeah.
confront Roxy and her friends. But that means you should stand on Dexter's side when he tried to bully and harass Becca in the audience hall.
Yeah, yeah. Kevin and then do Dexter, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't see a problem in here, really.
I just thought of a
I think
funny
I will
scenario.
I think I will just skip like the gay content or something like in the game because I'm not a big fan of it.
Yeah.
It's obvious, but well, just hear me right, please. I still have account on Eve. Like I had account on Eve, and like the new Eve story, like the previous we had like in the early versions, and the last one like the story of her like update she got.
Yeah.
Like the newest story is something me and some other people expected to be Judith. Like she's like a broken flower, alone in the school, no friends, and so on. You help her 1 year, more than 1 year. We had the Judith and all the expectations about like all that stuff with with inner guilt and no friends and being alone in here. Well, connected with the Judith, and when we got it with the Eve,
Mm-hmm.
like on the one hand, it was like it's really good, but
Mm-hmm.
you feel a little bit confused when you don't know like what to expect in the Judith story.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. So you're saying that,
Like if you
like,
concentrate on the Dexter and just put like the story like with the conflict with his parents, like he's bullied by his father, that's why he's so gay and so on.
yeah.
It will be like, again, people will expect something same like for other character like me or Judith, and
Mm-hmm.
when they will have this like this arc, like these mechanics for the Dexter, like what would have for the other characters, like for me and Judith, like what will happen there. And
Mm-hmm.
let's be honest, people expect me and Judith more than Dexter. Okay.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
so that's why, like, when you expect this, like, oh, okay, and then who will be like this character? Like, if the other one take like his story and his like emotional role in the game, like people
Well,
confused.
I think Judith will also have some emotional parts of it, obviously,
Oh
because
yeah,
there's
yeah.
some bullying. But I think it's a different story entirely because the elements are different. Like Eve wasn't really bullied that much,
Yeah.
um,
By the way, why she's really bullied? Like the gang were like in the previous version, like the rap gang, they were friends, or did they just like? What was the reason? Like when you discussed the story, like you, Sploosh, Stray, like why you decided? Like what was like the points? I'm just interested. Like it's just
for them to be more friendly.
yeah. Like how you uh, started like this story, like when like the rap gangs bullies Eve, like why you put the old story away, like what was your point?
Because there was no reason to keep it. Because basically, here's the thing, right?
Uh-huh.
We're trying to use certain locations and characters, right, in the story to advance certain things, right? So the primary goal of the park, right, is to advance your charisma, right?
Uh-huh.
Now, if we made the park guys complete douchebags and bullies like Dexter, right? It's like, what's the reason to have these, to like keep those characters around as a way to progress? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you'd have to defeat them. Like we already have Dexter, right? So the whole bullying angle is kind of redundant. You know what I mean? Like we don't really need it in the park anymore because Dexter is already kind of like this archetype, right?
Yeah.
So like the park guys are way more useful as like characters you can interact with and help you through quest stories and help you gain charisma and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like there and there's more potential, right? If we have these characters not be just like stereotypical like bullies, right? Because if you have them as a bully, that's all they are. You know what I mean? Like you can't be like a bully and be cruel and then be nice at the same time, right? Well, you could, but like in the sense of progressing a story, it's hard. Like so, having them be more than one-dimensional bullies was more useful to advancing stories and content in the game than having them just be douchebags. You know what I mean? And they kind of are douchebags, but by like stereotype, not by actual intentions and actions and all that, right? Like their looks and all that is like typical, but they don't have to be like complete. They're not bullies, you know what I mean? So yeah, Judith needs Anon and Mia, maybe. I mean, if Judith has one friend in the school, it's probably the main character, or Mia, or maybe June. Right? Like Judith and June, maybe. But I think June is too geeky for Judith,
Yeah, definitely.
So, I don't know.
Oh, by the way, about Dexter,
Mm-hmm.
like during the whole the whole Roxy story, like it's sad, like the Dexter's real problem, but the way he bullies you, like all the time he bullies you, they're scripted. And like it was good in the beginning, but for example, later when you have like the main story and when you have my character, who bullies you like randomly, and he gives you like much more problems in here. 'Cause I've read a lot like about how players, were pissed about they lost their money, the money progress and so on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like comparing them to each other, like my character, seems to be, a bigger problem. And when we have my character in the game, Dexter line, faster, to stop it, to beat him finally.
I'm not quite sure I understand what you're saying. Like the timing between the main story as it progresses and how Dexter should still bully you at that point. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, if Dexter will bully you randomly, not on, like for example, if player stopped the Roxy's route somewhere,
Yeah.
and it's 100% Dexter will do nothing. Like the only thing you can, beat the Dexter, and you just trigger special, scenes in that,
Yeah.
audience hall, and in the end when you have
Yeah. Okay, so that's what's Frozen is saying. Yeah, I get what you're saying now. You're saying about
yeah.
like random encounters. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. If Dexter will behave like my character when he'll
Yeah.
bully you randomly, like
Yeah.
start
Yeah.
to beat you, insult you, something,
Yeah.
and like as a player, when you like wake up in your room and when you go to school to pass the quest, and
Yeah.
you don't know like will the Dexter find you or not, like actually how it goes in the real life, like when the noob, like the geek, young kid, like goes to school, he doesn't know will the company of bullies, insult him today or not, or maybe they will, forget about him or like find him the next day or something. It will, give some, spice to the Roxy
Yeah.
story, the Dexter's character.
No, I agree. Something we could do for sure. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, we're gonna. There's always there's like a whole list of things that I wanted to that I have that I want to improve on Roxy's story and like her content at some point, and that's definitely like something we could do. Like make it so that like there's continuity even though the actual quest flow is halted for a while, right? So yeah.
Right now, I'm reading like the fan club of your game in Russian, on Russian resources, and I just read what people, expect
Yeah.
in a year. Yeah. Okay. Like everyone wants some anal
or do you
No.
care?
Actually, I love the thing. Like in the beginning, I was like, okay, like pregnancy for Diane, excellent. But when you start to implement pregnancy for everyone, I was like, is it really necessary? So,
I don't remember. I don't remember which one you're talking about, but usually it's just things that we're probably brainstorming in order to implement. I guess I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm looking into it too much then.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Also remember that like things change. Like sometimes people.
I saw like the 3 canceled updates.
Jesus.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes things change too over time. Like sometimes people will be like, "Oh, remember when you were thinking about adding this like 4 years ago?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we changed our mind about that a long time ago. Like we were considering it, then we like were like, hey, this is not a good idea anymore." You know? So yeah, that
Do you
happens.
keep like old docs for that, so like you can
Yeah.
release them in the future?
Yeah, I have lots of documents about previous ideas, current ideas, future ideas, and everything. Yep.
Because I
what
would
documents
love.
do you have?
What's that?
Okay, sorry, I've just
I even have documents from fans like Jab about things that they want to implement, and I'm like, I keep them in a folder that says Jab on it, so that when I have time and actually get to that content, I can review what he's written and be like, hey, this is not good. No, this is not bad idea. Bad idea. Okay idea. Maybe we can do this. I have to talk to the devs, and I talk to the devs. They're all like, no, horrible idea. Blah, blah, blah. And then there's other guys are like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. I'm gonna add this to the game, right? So it depends. Yeah, I have lots of documents, old, current, and future. What's in my folder, DC? Just your dick pics.
Yep. Could you ever like release those? Because it'd be really interesting to see like how things came to be.
I mean, a lot of the old ones. I mean, if I implement something, I delete
I
it.
really want the like super old ones when you didn't really give a fuck.
Well, those I didn't have documents for.
Oh no!
I don't know. I mean, yeah. I
By the
don't
way,
know.
what about documents about the phone UI?
Oh yeah, I have some of those. I have sketches of that and stuff, but yeah.
Will the phone mechanic, like you've added the new phone mechanics with the phone calls in the main story, and like will the player have an ability like to accept and deny the call?
Oh, probably. We'll see. I mean, I'm not 100% sure how we're gonna do the all the phone UI in terms of like text messages and stuff and communication between characters.
Yeah. The text map, by the way, is one of another mechanics you've added in the early beginning. So it was a great idea.
Mm-hmm. Shit, where's that?
I would say like if the saga in the beginning would be just dialogue, sex scenes, without all that PC gameplay, text messages gameplay, telescope gameplay, and so on.
Yeah.
I'm just by my balls, it wouldn't get so popular really, because like people played it, people saw a lot of potential in here. Like there will be tons of content with everything in here.
Yeah.
It's not just only talking, fucking.
Yeah.
It's just something deeper. Like okay, we will definitely follow it. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm always pushing you like make the telescope, make the mailbox. Don't drop it down.
I know.
Stop doing it. Make another wet dream. Make the
I
slot
really
grab.
miss like all the like little events ever since like the tech update started. Like we no longer get like previews to stories anymore.
What do you mean?
Like how Rhonda will show up in like God, I can't in like Diane's story. Will show up in like Diane's story and like show her personality, and it'll just be like a quick moment to show that like this is indeed a connected world.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, we haven't like had that like at all recently because like it's just sex scene after sex scenes.
Yeah, well, of course, yeah. I mean, I don't really have a choice at this point right now, until we work on Ronda's story, yeah. But Ronda will have lots of stuff like that, yeah. Like tons of like cross-reference for characters, obviously. And also characters that haven't had any love in a long time, like the lifeguard,
Oh no. Did you have like sketches for like what the swim team or like the athletics team was gonna look like?
No. What do you mean?
Like early discussion and like
Yeah, it was
discussions
like
used to talk
competition,
about.
athletic competition, and you should win in here.
No, I mean I always knew that there was going to be a lot of athletic kind of competitions with Rhonda's story involving the school and the training and all that, and how Anon was going to be part of that. Like obviously, yes, there was a lot of that I wanted to do, but it's not like I did like lots of art for it or anything yet, you know.
You see, may I complain about one more thing?
What are you going to complain about?
Yeah, it's not
I have a
complain.
list.
I just want to say, but just don't take it as an insult. I would just, try to point the thing. For example, like we've just talked about Eve, and like the new story, the old story, the differences, like how she, like the relationships between Eve and the rap gang, like it's different.
Yeah.
And like because like right now we have some little bit contradiction, like because in the Miss Melody, like in the Melody's quest and in the Eve's quest, they behave different, and it doesn't feel like a huge contradiction, but it is. And I want to say that like the Rhonda story definitely would be connected with Coach Bridget, right?
Yeah.
So I just want to ask you, can you please also write, like when you like will be busy on Rhonda story,
Yeah.
and all the details, can you also like work on the Coach Bridges story? I don't want you like to do everything in one update, but just want you to like to think about how the the coach story would be. Because for example, when you finish like the Ronda story, and for example maybe next year or whenever when you like work on the Coach Bridget as one of the last teachers, you will create it. It will be some.
I lost you, Jam. Your internet went kaput. Oh. Right when he was about to tell his idea, all that build up and then just cuts off.
I can tell you my terrible ideas instead.
Well, let's wait till see if he comes back. F for Jab. Putin don't like his idea. Putin was like, nope, no one is hearing this idea. Not in my house.
Yeah, if he's dead.
Just Russian internet,
Yeah. So unfortunately, I've made this terrible realization about myself is that I don't really ever start. I personally don't really ever start conversations.
Okay. Oh, you mean like right now, for example?
Yeah.
You have a hard time starting a conversation?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's fine. I mean, it's perfectly okay. But okay, so what did you do this weekend? Smokey.
I'm doing jack shit.
Wait, are you still doing the modding stuff? Weren't you modding a game? Halo.
No. Schoolwork took over, and I had to not do it.
No, I see.
Very unfortunate.
You still want